So I have a walking app that tells me how many steps I've taken during the day. That's all it does, and I don't keep it on me. I don't keep my iPhone on me, so I only get the steps from when I'm actually walking. So I was thinking about maybe getting something that I could keep on me all the time. Like Jim has an old Fitbit, and my brother Robert has an Apple Watch. So they're here right now. So I thought I would ask them to help me figure out which one would be the best for what I need. All right, so your Fitbit is about 300 years old. It's the green one, right?
Yeah,
And
I like it because it's not the big watch. It's just does all the basic stuff. I mean, on the app.
Oh, so there's an app that you can see on your phone.
Yeah.
That kind of
shows you your sleep, your steps, any activity, type of stuff, your active minutes.
All right, so it shows you your so like a walking app, it'll show you how far you've walked.
Yeah.
What else does it do on the walking part? Will it show you if you've gone upstairs or?
It doesn't show you if you go upstairs. I mean, it'll show your quote active minutes. So like if you're walking at a certain pace for a certain length of time, it'll show how much that you've been active.
Does it show you how many calories? Okay.
Yeah.
Because my app will show the calories burned and the active walking and the total walking.
You can enter things into the app that would be like you can add the food you eat, this measure the calories, how many food ounces of water you drink.
All right, so even though your Fitbit doesn't have all that on the like a watch, like the Apple Watch, you still have it on your phone.
Yeah, and it gives me just the basic stuff.
Okay, and you bought it for how much?
Well, back then, I think it was maybe about $99, but they don't even make these.
And this was about 10 years ago?
Probably longer.
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, now I think I went online just to see how much they were, and I think they were like around $300 or something. And
the $300, I like the top of the line. You can get kind of maybe the somewhat upgraded of what this was, but the low end of the new style where they do stuff for maybe about $139 or something.
Okay, and you can take a shower with that, right?
Yeah.
And the new ones with the actual face on them, like a clock, you can take showers with those too?
They're all waterproof.
Oh, they're all waterproof. Do you take yours off ever, or do you also do yours? You know what? There's so much glare on you. Oh, can you talk without this? Okay, yeah, because all I could see was glare, no eyes. Can you talk without your glasses?
Steve's senior moment.
Yeah, you got it. Is there an app for that?
Yes.
All right. So, how much did yours cost?
I think it was like $2.99. Now this is probably 5 years old now.
5 years?
5 years old.
Yeah. And yours is probably 10 years old or more?
No, it's more than 10.
Oh, 15?
It could be closer to 15.
Oh.
So you probably, this is like one of the original.
It's an antique now.
Well, yeah, because like I said, you can't find anything that doesn't have a face on it anymore.
Okay. But you're saying they're around $135, the cheap ones, and do they still use an app on your phone?
I think they do, because I think this will tell you kind of like, some of them will have the face where you can look at certain things, but it's still attached to an app.
Okay, but if I want something, like you were saying earlier, if I want something to tell me how well I'm sleeping at night or how much oxygen I have or whatever, that's like the $350 version.
Not for sleeping at night. Sleep at night generally is a basic feature.
Oh, you can get that on the basic one?
Yeah, this, like I said, this tells me how I sleep at night and how long.
Oh, but you have to have a subscription.
No.
Oh, well, see, I went online.
Subscription, like if you're going to do the oxygen and some of the more, like I said, upper echelon, then that's part of what they call the premium on the Fitbit.
Okay.
But there's only like a few things that are really part of that. None of the other just truly basic stuff.
Have you looked recently?
Well, I haven't looked at the cost. I've looked because, I want to get, because, I have to recharge this battery, plug this thing in every few days now because
the battery's so old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you're thinking about getting a new one.
Well, I've been looking at it.
And you would stick with the Fitbit instead of the Apple?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Watch.
Either one.
Well, good. Then
honest,
this video.
I've been considering it. I really really don't want to because I don't want to wear like a watch-like thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this because it's small, it's simple, it's unobtrusive.
Yeah, it just looks like a...
Because
like
I haven't worn a regular
rubber band.
watch in probably 20 years.
Yeah, me either. I don't like watches. I always thought people bought the Apple Watch because they liked watches. I didn't know it did all those other things until you told me that's how you discovered your, what was it, your AFib.
Atrial fibrillation, yeah. The watch told me.
So your watch was about $350 5 years ago?
I don't think it was that much. I don't think I paid more than $299 then. Now, you can buy an Apple Watch that does not have cellular, or you can buy an Apple Watch that does have cellular. So this happens to have cellular, which means I pay T-Mobile, I think an extra...
Oh, wait, hold on a second. I think my battery's dying.
So where did I leave off? Oh, we're talking about T-Mobile. So I think I pay $10 a month to T-Mobile, but this is a completely independent device.
Oh, that's right. You said you have a different phone number for that,
It has
right?
a different phone number. So I can walk out without my phone. I don't have to take my phone with me.
And everything on your phone will be on your watch.
Correct. And this is also a phone, so I can answer phone. I can answer the phone on here. I can talk. I can make calls on here. I can do everything.
I guess that's kind of neat as a backup to a phone. And you travel a lot, so maybe I don't know. Is there any time you wouldn't have your phone with you though?
No, well, so just think about thinking back to my father. Just think about walking around the house, and if I forget my phone upstairs and I went downstairs and fell, I wouldn't have to worry because I have my watch on.
And you keep it on all times.
All
you
the
shower
time.
with it and everything.
No, when I go to bed, I don't keep it on because it needs to recharge.
And you don't want to find out like how you sleep and your oxygen. And all
I know
that.
how I sleep. After a bottle of wine, I sleep just fine.
You sleep.
But you can
if you want to.
So this, from a health perspective, so there's a health app on there that keeps. So when I go out and walk, for example, it'll keep track, and I don't have to pay anything extra for it. The watch keeps track, for example, of my VO2 max, so my oxygen levels as I'm walking. Because it measures your heart rate recovery, it measures all that stuff for you, and it's free. There's no extra charge for any of that. So you can really keep track of everything. It takes an EKG, so you can do your electrocardiogram. And if you had a heart issue or your cardiologist, so like the little Cardio Mobile, this does the same thing. I can then email that EKG to my cardiologist, and they can see exactly.
Which you did, right?
So when this first started telling me atrial fibrillation, I'm like, what the hell? So yeah, I went to the doctor and I said, well, look, my Apple Watch is telling me I have an AFib.
And he laughed at you, right?
He did. He laughed and he said, yeah, like I'm going to listen to a watch. So you wear this device that costs $10,000 for a month, and that'll tell me if you have AFib. And of course, at the end of the month, after wearing that $10,000 Halter device, I had AFib. So I very sarcastically said to him, well, $299 versus $10,000, and we got the same result. So, but I mean, this thing really is, as I was telling you, it keeps track of your walking. Right, you can set up your watch face any way you want. So on the front of mine, I keep my daily exercise goals, which is I want to burn 900 active calories, 30 minutes of walking, and stand for 12 hours. And it keeps track of it right on the bottom. So I can just constantly look at my phone and say, oh, I'm at 750 calories. I need to burn some more calories. Or I'm at 20 minutes of active exercise, so I need to get busy. So I like that. I can keep the temperature here on the face of my watch when I'm in Thailand. So I can always look down and say, oh, it's 9 o'clock in Palm Springs and it's 80 degrees. So I like it. It lets me have a lot more information than needing to carry the phone all the time.
Yeah.
But for me specifically, I like it because of my atrial fibrillation. It tells me anytime that it senses that my heart has an irregular rhythm.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah. So that's really good for you. But I also think for me, just for the walking part,
yes,
if it's on me all day long, then I'll just know what my walking is each day instead of just when I'm walking with my phone, which is just a small part of the day.
Yeah.
And does it do your pulse and remember when we did our blood pressure? Does it do blood pressure?
Mm-hmm.
No.
My watch does not do that.
No. In fact, I never thought about it until I got I downloaded the app, the walking app, and I realized, well, it doesn't really give me much information. And since it's only on my phone and I don't keep my phone on me all day long, I thought, oh, that'd be nice to have maybe a Fitbit or a watch. bib.
No,
So
I just bought it because, like you, I wanted to keep track of, how much am I walking, how many steps am I, because everybody was getting into steps, right, do your 10,000 steps, and so I wanted to keep track, and the funny thing is now it's very addictive. Like I've got to hit my goal of 900 calories, I've got to hit my goal of 30 minutes exercise, I've got to hit my goal of 12 minutes, or 12 hours of standing, so it becomes very addictive. I mean, I'm sure your Fitbit's the same way, like it makes you, it really motivates you to get moving because you set your goals.
Well, that's good too. Yeah. So it's been a few months since Robert was here, and we compared the Fitbit to his Apple Watch. And to be honest, I just didn't like the idea of spending $150 or so for the Fitbit, or $350 or $400 for the Apple Watch, especially since I don't really like wearing watches and I haven't worn one in decades. And I wasn't sure if I would actually wear it or if I even really needed it. Then I'm here at Walmart in the electronics department looking for a phone case for my iPhone when I spot this smartwatch for $29. At that price, it got my attention. For $29, I figured I could test it out, wear it for a while, see if I actually did wear it. And since my primary reason for buying a smartwatch was really just to keep track of my steps during the day, throughout the day, I figured any other feature it had would just be a bonus. So it was an easy decision, and I figured I could always upgrade later to a Fitbit or an Apple Watch if I wanted to. This watch really came as a surprise to me. I've never heard of the 3 Plus Vibe Lite smartwatch. I really thought Fitbit and Apple Watch were the only smartwatches out there. It doesn't say anything about being waterproof, but I'm not planning to swim in it or shower in it, so that's really not a big deal for me, although it would be nice. I think the Fitbit and the Apple Watch are waterproof, but it's definitely not something I have to have. I am really surprised though reading about how many things it does do for $29. It looks like it pairs with an app that you put on your phone, and then it can monitor your blood oxygen, your heart rate, and it even monitors your sleep. It tells you the next morning how many minutes you actually slept throughout the night and how many of those minutes were REM sleep or deep sleep or light sleep. It looks like you can also connect it to your phone to get your email and your text messages, and it looks like you can even use it as a phone. But at least for right now, I'm not planning to use it as a phone or to get my texts or emails on my phone. You can even use it as a remote control to take pictures from your iPhone without touching the iPhone. For now, I'm just going to start with the basics though. I would like to know what my heart rate is and what my blood oxygen is, and how I'm actually sleeping throughout the night, in addition to using it to track my steps. I've been using it now for about 2 weeks, and I've only had to recharge the battery once a week, which has been great. It does have a pretty involved user's manual, but the setup was actually pretty easy. You just have to pair it up and sync it with your iPhone. So pretty much everything that you see on the phone itself, you can actually just look at your phone to see. So I wear the watch just to gather all the information, but I mostly look at all the information on the phone since it's much larger and easier to see. As far as I can tell, it seems to have just about all the features that Jim has on his much more expensive Fitbit. It doesn't have an EKG or tell you if you have AFib like Robert's Apple Watch, but for me it seems to have everything I wanted and a lot more for a much lower price. Here are some of the features and what the app looks like on the phone. The circles move and change colors as you reach your goals. It even shows you how many calories you burn during the day, which is kind of nice. I don't necessarily love wearing the watch at night while I'm sleeping, but it is pretty fascinating to see your sleep patterns throughout the night. Unfortunately, it only monitors your sleep during the night. So if you take a nap during the day, which I do, sometimes 2 or 3 naps during the day, that's not monitored or recorded, at least that I'm aware of. But it does monitor your steps every day, which is helpful. And it also tells you what your averages are, which is even more helpful, I think. And it keeps track of your averages over a week and over a month. So for me, this $29 smartwatch is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, and I just didn't even know it existed until I accidentally spotted it at Walmart. Do any of you have this watch, or maybe you have the Fitbit or the Apple Watch or one of the other brands? If so, share your reviews of your watch in the comments section and we can all compare notes. And share with us if there are other helpful features that we haven't even mentioned here today. Alright, thanks for watching, and I guess we'll say goodbye, even though last time I didn't say goodbye and everyone got all upset, so I guess we'll say bye.
Alright, bye.